Welcome back to more episodes of The X-Files. We're on to episode 19. We finished our two-parter with Max, who is unfortunately now dead. The whole airplane crash conspiracy with the military was a very good double episode. And away and kind of separate from usually when it's anything to do with that kind of main storyline, Smoking Man, Cancer Man, whatever you want to call him, is usually at the centre. But with that, he wasn't. Anyway, that said, we're going to move straight on, episode 19.
What do you want? To talk to you.
Excuse us, please.
That street is dangerous.
Right, thank you. We'll be fine.
He's going to die at exactly 11:46.
Oh.
The bus.
We're all going to die, Tom. Come on, let's go sleep it off.
No.
Oh, dear. See, I'd pay attention to that. Well, I stepped right in front of the eye. 11:46. Chill out.
According to the bus driver, it was no accident?
He claims that Manan was pushed by a suspect identified as Jason Nichols.
I told you, there was a man, some old guy who said it would happen.
You see why we didn't put him in refrigeration?
Have you ever seen a body in such an advanced hypothermic state?
What the hell happened to him?
I took his temperature. I don't know if the reading was accurate, but the thermometer said his body temp was 15 degrees Fahrenheit.
So you were led to believe that this old man warned these two students that one of them was going to die, gets hauled off by a security officer, who then conveniently ends up dead and frozen solid.
Does this have something to do with you and Lucas Manan?
Look, he's the one that had been threatening me, okay?
He threatened your life?
The theory was sound. If my interpretation of certain data was a little lax, it's because I've been under pressure to produce results. My NSA grant is up for renewal.
Who did it?
Well, I think we may be filing a second murder charge against him.
Security officer?
I found Nichols' right thumbprint on his uniform.
So I came here myself to make sure you got a room. It's a good room with a view of the river. Your contribution to my work, vitrification. You were the one who solved the problem.
Me? No. Not yet. No one has solved vitrification.
Oh, yes, Yanni. You found a way to substitute water with a sugar.
Same thing. You're going to freeze, aren't you? Yeah. So, they've perfected it.
A pinprick, something that might have been caused by a small-gauge hypodermic needle. Now, I found the same thing on the security officer.
It's a kind of catalyst.
A catalyst for what?
A self-sustaining endothermic reaction. It's a rapid freezing agent. But extreme rapid freezing causes a smoother, glass-like structure to form instead.
Okay.
So the cell can survive being thawed, at least according to Jason's theory.
So in other words, this application, once modified and stabilized, you could be looking at cryogenics, where you can freeze people and unfreeze them. That's pretty outstanding, to be honest, because that could have so many applications, not to mention a really good form for space travel.
Is it possible that he could have synthesized the compound without you knowing about it?
Not even remotely. Technology to engineer something like that is still 5-10 years away.
All right, Dr. Yanelli, we're going to start with 300
How do you
joules and an
restart
hour
frozen heart?
Cardiolette be ready?
What was frozen?
In.
Don't try and talk right now. We've inserted a tube down your throat to help you breathe. Try not to fight the machine.
Something's wrong.
I can see that.
It's burning up.
Oh my god. The dude just spontaneously combusted.
We're trying to resuscitate him from a severe hypothermic state.
Is that a side effect of the process that they're trying to perfect here, that the rapid freezing, once thawed and you try to bring, in this case, a human body back, something happens to the cells, the vibration in the cells has the opposite effect, and creates massive heat, which is why he just turned into a human barbecue.
So raising his body temperature may have catalyzed an opposite reaction, heating him internally.
What do you want? Why are you following me?
Unless I'm mistaken, you're the one following me.
Kill Lucas Manon and Dr. Yonichi.
And I can kill you.
Let go of me. Who are you?
Why? I'm going out on a limb here, I know. I'm trying to work out how this story has been written and how I would have done it. The only other weird explanation would be that that is him, it's his research, and somehow, further down the line, time travel's possible as well, and he's come back to change it. I.e., it is his research. And something must catastrophically go wrong because he's trying to stop it. That is where I'd go with it, see if I'm right.
I falsified the data to get the grant.
Oh.
Jason's covering for me. He's sitting in jail because of me.
That's what he can't tell anyone?
Hotel manager from a couple blocks away thinks he's made your guy. It's on McKinney Street. Hotel's called the Lighthouse.
Federal agent, sir, open the door.
Are you sure this is the room?
Hotel manager says he's been living there for 5 days.
Yonichi's flight information was taken down on this pad.
Or, I'm thinking, as I'm watching, the other possibility, time travel's a bit way out there. Maybe it's rapid aging. Or maybe it can reverse it. I'm going down the line that the guy sat in prison, her boyfriend, who was covering for her because it was her who falsified the record, the evidence. I believe he is the same person as the old man. I just don't know how it's possible. I'm trying to go through the different permutations.
When was this taken?
What's the occasion?
A celebration, but of what?
Of something that never happened.
Mulder, this is a photograph. It is a documented moment in time.
In a future that somebody's trying like hell to prevent from happening.
What?
Think about it, Scully. If Lucas Manan never gets hit by that bus, his complaint gets heard before the grant committee. Jason Nichols loses his funding, and he never gets to collaborate on his research with Dr. Yonichi. The old man couldn't save Lucas Manan, so he had to kill Dr. Yonichi.
Okay, so this photo that was never taken, when was it never taken?
At least 5 years in the future, when they first synthesized the freezing compounds.
I'm right, Anna.
Although common sense may rule out the possibility of time travel, the laws of quantum physics certainly do not. In case you forgot, that's from your graduate thesis.
An endurance would prevent such a trip from ever happening.
No, if you're
There's
frozen.
one sure way to prove that theoretical possibility.
How?
Show this photograph to Lisa Yanelli and ask her if it was ever taken.
Because you made it possible.
Yeah.
It was you. 30 years ago. 10 years from now, you'll be at a conference in Zurich. You'll meet a man named McGuane who's just discovered the first evidence of tachyons.
Oh, time travel.
Subatomic particles that can travel faster than the speed of light, and only at a temperature of absolute zero. But from that, and from your correspondence with McGuane, you'll have an idea. One so remarkable, it would change the course of history.
You said you came back to kill me.
No, I think he's come back here to stop
But
it.
I couldn't do it.
Jason.
Yes.
What are you doing here?
I arranged for your bail.
I assumed it was Lisa.
No, that's why I'm here. Something's happened to her.
What are you talking about? Why haven't you found him yet? Who the hell is he?
Look, Jason, I don't expect you to get your mind around this completely right now.
What?
The man we're looking for, the old man, he's you.
So this must have been altered somehow.
Nope.
Not according to the photo specialist that I had examine it. So why don't you just consider the evidence as a scientist? How could the old man come to possess a compound that you yourself admit doesn't exist? I think it has something to do with the practical application of your compound, though I don't know what that is yet. Although phenomena like extreme heat and gravity would render the trip lethal for any organism.
But why stop time travel?
That's what I'm hoping the old man can tell us.
Because I think it's a thread that would unravel everything. Didn't see much of that around in the eyes.
It says you're already in the building.
Fancy that.
Listen to me, Jason. I need you to get to Scully and tell her that he's here. Mulder.
We've resuscitated her, Mulder. Her body temperature's still high, but it seems to have stabilized.
It's Dr. Nicholas's files. They're totally whacked.
What do you mean whacked?
His data. It's gone.
I don't have much time. Please, let me finish.
Let you finish destroying my work?
It's my work, too.
Okay, apparently not. I was wondering whether whether the same matter can occupy the same space scenario in here, but since he's just grabbed hold of himself, no.
What we helped to create.
Yeah.
A world without history.
Oh.
Without hope. Where anyone can know everything that will ever happen.
Yeah, that's not right.
Tell me how to go back so I can save her! Jason!
I don't think he can.
Alive! Lisa's alive!
It's better that we never were.
No!
And that's going to be the end of
Venus,
that.
Scully, can you hear me? You're going to be fine. We knew to keep you submerged in order to maintain your body temperature.
Do you know what? He did everything he could. And as far as he's concerned, he's accomplished what he needed to do. But the thread left is she figured out from the first guy how to stabilize it. She's going to survive, and now she could continue her research even though the rest of them are dead, and you could still end up with the same outcome.
We should put out an APB on the old man.
We'll find him. I know what I saw, Scully, and I know what I believe happened.
Even if it can never be proven?
Never. Never is a very long time, Scully. You said that yourself.
I was 23 when I wrote that.
Yeah, but I take that to mean that you were suggesting that the future can't be altered. Which means that the elder Jason Nichols' attempts to stop his own research will fail.
I mean, I know he deleted everything, but did she make a backup? Well, there you go. She still knows. Could still be looking at the inventor of time travel. Awesome. That was a really enjoyable episode, and I had to think outside of the box, which you have to do with the X-Files a lot of the time, but they're usually, even if they're completely ridiculous, implausible scenarios that you come up with, I think that's the furthest outside of the lines I've gone. That it was time travel, but it was the only thing that added up. And for all his efforts, it may still continue to be, just in a slightly different way, different form. It might take her a bit longer. It may be produced slightly differently, but it could have a slightly different outcome, or it could have the identical outcome. Because the humans involved isn't the only key piece of information. The core of information is actually data, and she still remembers, and the compound, so everything he deleted was pointless. That was great. That was great. I was trying to work out to begin with, had I gone too far outside the lines with time travel, and it was this compound something to do with rapid aging, and something had gone catastrophically wrong, and it created an older version of him. But then when Mulder started explaining it, he explained it far better than I did, of course, because he has the right mind. That it was the only one that made sense, the fact that he knew events before they happened, as in particular at the beginning with the bus with his colleague. So there you go. Fabulous episode, one off, but gives us one possible future, the X-Files world future of what lies ahead, where there is no history. There is no history but what we make. Right, I will be back with episode 20 in a few days' time. Sure you know by now, 2 episodes a week. If you want to watch it in full length, all you need to do is check the link in the description. We'll take you over to Patreon. If you enjoyed the video, by all means, please give it a thumbs up. I always try my best to deconstruct these episodes and try and work it out from an investigator's point of view, the same way as Mulder and Scully do. Sometimes I'm accurate, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm way off the mark, and sometimes it makes it possibly for you, the viewer, think that I've seen it before. And there are a few episodes, I will admit, that ring a bell. But I don't remember that whatsoever, so that was not me ad-libbing because I knew what was going on. The majority of these I've never seen, and the odd few I have are vague in my memory from 30 years ago when they were first aired and I was still a kid. Anyway, I will see you for episode 20 next. Take care.
Duh.